Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a redo of the video that I posted on Tuesday. A lot of you guys actually got a chance to watch it before I took it down. You guys gave me some feedback, let me know how I need to apply powder foundation. I actually really appreciate it because this is an area of expertise that I am not an expert in at all. Literally never wear powder foundations. I'm going to be doing some of those tips today to re-review the powder foundation because if not any other foundation, this one definitely deserves a correct review. So I'm gonna start by applying my concealer the same way, except this time I'm going to set it with a powder before using the powder foundation. So that'll be the difference. If this is your first time even hearing that Fenty launched a new powder foundation or a new foundation in general, this is what it looks like. I got 3 of the powder foundations, 360, 370, and 380. I'm actually 370 in the liquid foundation, so I'm gonna be using that same shade in the powder foundation. Hopefully my voice isn't too like, it's literally 6:48 a.m. I got up super early to do this review so that I'm not working all day long. The concealer I'm using is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. Then we're going to set it with the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey Powder. The same products that I used in the previous review. I'm not changing anything there. Okay, now let's get to the powder foundation. I feel like my light always makes white packaging hard to see, but this is the powder foundation using the shade 370. This is what it looks like inside. You can kind of see the FB in there, but I kind of messed that up by using it. And then underneath is where this sponge goes. So this time around, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Foundation Brush, the 115 brush. In my previous review, I did use the included sponge, which I think a few of you guys told me that was for touch-ups, but it actually legit says to use the included sponge to build your desired coverage for a flawless blurred finish. And then you can use a powder puff brush for a lighter coverage, or this brush for a buildable medium coverage, or using the included sponge or a brush of your choice for quick touch-ups. So you definitely can use it to apply the foundation like I did in the previous review, or you can use it for touch-ups. I didn't really love the application using that sponge, so I'm going to be using the brush to try to see if we can get a more smoother finish. I'm just tapping in here, getting a little bit on the brush. Now, one thing I noticed when I originally reviewed this foundation that I didn't really talk about, it seemed like the coverage came off around my mouth like after eating, so that's something to keep in mind as well, and I will definitely take note of that today. So far it's not doing anything wonky on my concealer area. I think it's catching to the concealer I had right here. It's doing something wonky right there, so you guys definitely helped me out with that, so thank you so much. And it's looking a lot better this time. And like a few of you said, you prefer a powder foundation because it's quicker, and this time around I am seeing that it is kind of quicker because like I'm literally already done. I do kind of feel like it looks a little bit patchy on this side though, and I don't have any dry skin over here. It's just normal skin, so I'm not quite sure why it's doing that on my cheek area, and I keep feeling like, okay, maybe I need to build pretty good, and it's not doing anything crazy. If you're watching this video and you don't really wear powder foundations, definitely set your concealer before you apply the powder foundation. I learned that from you guys. Okay, so I'm still going to spray my face with the Mario Badescu facial spray like I did previously because I do feel kind of like I need to add some life to my face. It still just kind of looks flat like a powder foundation I guess normally looks. It doesn't really have like that much of a glow, which is fine, but I want my skin to be a little bit more glowy, especially because it's like cold outside. I definitely want to wake my skin up, and I do kind of feel like it's a little bit tight around my mouth area, so I want to hydrate a little bit with this spray. So this is what we're looking like after the setting spray dried down. So I think it looks cool. I actually kind of think I might I'm taking back what I said. I might could have used 360, so maybe I'll try that in the future too, but not doing a whole nother review for that, okay? So I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup, and then we'll be back to like get kind of final thoughts before we wear it throughout the day. So it is 7:04 a.m. Finish my makeup and I'll be right back. It is an entirely different experience now that I've applied it the correct way. So this is probably going to be a completely different reaction to the foundation. I didn't apply any highlight because I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I meant on kind of like it just looked flat in a sense. I feel like it just doesn't give life to my face. Like I put on blush, but before I put on blush, I just felt dull. So that's one thing about like my opinion that really didn't change. So me spraying my face with this spray did help, but it still feels dry to me. I guess going on the same lines on being flat, but it's definitely looking like a full coverage or medium, basically full coverage foundation. So I really like that. And one of the claims about the foundation is that it's like a blurring formula. I definitely see the blurring happening next to my nose, so that's really good. It's also long wearing, non-cakey, light as air, no flashback, crease resistant, sweat resistant, humidity resistant. Forgot to say all of that. And it comes in 50 shades. You know, Rihanna didn't come to play as far as the shades. We are going to wear this again, and I'm thinking it's gonna come out much better, but I'm not gonna talk too soon. I think that's all that I wanted to say, so I'm going to check back in with you guys in a few hours, and we're gonna see how the foundation is looking. Hey guys, so it is, what time is it? I think it's, yes, 10:05 a.m. and I usually do my check-ins at about, let me step back a little bit, at about 4 hours in, but I wanted to let you guys know that I'm literally already starting to get oily, and actually it started about a half hour ago, so 2.5 hours in, I am oily. Like you can definitely see that next to my nose, and this happened the first time around, but I was so off yesterday. I thought it was me, but now that it's happened a second time, I definitely think I'm just starting to get oily at 2.5 hours in, which I actually find a little bit strange just because it is a powder foundation. You would assume that powder foundations last a bit longer. I mean, you guys have seen my reviews. I've tried a lot of liquid foundations that last a lot longer, so I'm really shocked on that. Like you can definitely see that. Like there's no doubt about that. Both sides of my nose and on my forehead. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. I'm about to leave the house, so I'm about to put on a mask, so we'll be able to see how it looks after wearing a mask. So I will see you guys in the next check-in. All right, hi guys, I am in the car. So if my scenery, well, you guys can tell what the inside of a car looks like. Then about 6 hours, a little bit over 6 hours of me wearing this foundation. It is 1:25 p.m. and this is how it's looking. I feel like it's honestly starting to look a little bit cakey next to my nose here, and some of the coverage has come off, like where my mask was, like on my nose here, you can see that. And then down here, I don't know if you can really see it on here, but down here still kind of feels a little tight down here. And then on my forehead, it seems like it's just a little bit shiny. And of course my lipstick has come off. I'm sure you guys are like, why are you wearing lipstick when you have to wear a mask? I honestly have not changed my makeup routine since this whole year. This is what we're looking like at 6 hours in. So I will check back in with you guys in about 2 hours, and that'll like kind of wrap up this review. All right, it is 3:12 p.m. Sorry there's an echo. I'm in one of my bathrooms. So I've had the foundation on for 8 hours, pretty much exactly, just a little bit over 8 hours, and this is how my skin looks. I actually didn't really even look at it up close. Sorry, I got really close to the light, so it's bright. But just taking a look, it hasn't really changed in like the 2 hours since the last check-in. Just a little bit more oily in my T-zone area. I honestly was not expecting for me to get this oily even the first time I tried it with a powder foundation, because I always hear people say powder foundations work better for oily skin, and I haven't really ever had that experience. It either does or it doesn't, not any more than a liquid foundation in my experience with me setting a liquid foundation. And I always set my liquid foundations. I guess I'm comparing it to that. As far as flashback, I did test it in this room with the lights on and the lights off, and there's no flashback. I didn't think there was going to be any flashback originally when I tried it, and I tried the flash test in the last video. There was no flashback, so you know, I'm just redoing it because I'm redoing the video anyway. But yeah, so my overall thoughts about the foundation is it's definitely not the worst foundation that I ever tried, of course. I'm really glad that I retried it how you guys suggested. I set my concealer first, really like that tip, but it did get oily very fast, and it kind of looked flat even before that. So it looked flat and then it got oily fast. So I don't know, I think I definitely want to try the foundation like in future tutorials, or just like in makeup of the day posts on using it to set my liquid foundation, so you guys can stay on the look for that. But let me know what you guys think about this foundation when it does launch. I think it launched this Saturday. Well, launches this Saturday. So I will leave the link down below for you guys to check out this foundation. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe before you leave and thumbs up this video, and I promise I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.